When I make a video about a game, I sometimes try to capture it in a way that would make other people be interested and want to try it out. You could see that a bit in the W video, where I showed it in a clip compilation, and it was a very small game. And so I was like, okay, I want more people to play it whenever they see this and be interested. The same effect should go for Decaying Winter, where I made a sort of guide without really telling you it was a guide. I was like, okay, I like it. And I felt like in both ways it informed about what the game was. Like the clip montage showed it was more of a, pop in, pop out kind of game. But you can make a base, so you might want to stay in for a bit longer. Well, Decaying Winter was definitely something you actually had to pay attention more in, because you can't just pop in, pop out, because, again, I made it as a travel guide, which kind of makes it in a way feel more important, that you actually have to know what you're doing before you even try it, like a normal vacation. And I wanted to make another sort of type of video for this game, but the only problem was I went through many different drafts. I thought, okay, I'll do a clip montage. I was like, no, that wouldn't work. I tried a guide, but I am not qualified to give any help on this game. So I was like, okay, what can I even do? What can I even do for this? And it just made me not know anything, because ever since the W video, I try to make an idea for it. Most of the time, the first idea actually goes well, and I like it. But this, I could not think of a video at all. And after a time, we were like, okay, let's try a modded server. How different could it be? And we all kind of came to a sort of agreement that it was just weird that you can level up so much faster. Like, it made sense because I had so much more, but let's say, like, you didn't know what you were doing. There's so much. And you just level up instantly? Because I went from almost, like, 0 to 100 in, like, an instant. It didn't feel right. It struck with me. So I'm going to talk about it. I feel like the easiest way to show the progression in this game is through a timeline. Yeah, it looks terrible, I know, but who cares? Obviously, the start of the timeline is the person's first experience, and I'm choosing the ending point to be MacLeod. Mostly because it's the most game-changing gear, in my opinion, that you cannot actually buy. Almost everything else you can buy with Robux to get it early, but MacLeod is the one thing you can't. So that's where I'm going to end it. But before we talk about the end, let's talk about the start. Everybody starts here, and it's really good at least at telling you the fundamentals. You know that you can wall run, you know you can scale a building, you know how you can vault over stuff, you know how to slide, you know how to land, and you know something that's slightly more advanced, which is long jumping, but it's not that advanced. It's more just showing you the fundamentals of what you will use when you will just play this game. Now, I know that the tutorial might not be the easiest if you've never played it before. No kidding. You could say this is the Dark Souls of tutorial. No. But I know when I was playing an older version of this game, I never got past the tutorial because it never made sense to me. So I was like, okay, I'm just not going to try it. And seeing from other friends who have tried to get to play this, some of them just can't get past it. Which sometimes is harder for them to get their heads wrapped around, which, I'm gonna be honest, it makes sense. I've played it enough time to where it just comes like second nature to me. But even if you do or don't make it past the tutorial, the game doesn't like put you in like the hardest situation. Its spawn and its main area after the spawn is made to help and ease you into the understanding of the gameplay, having simpler jumps and the buildings be lowered to the ground, allowing any player to find their way back up if they were to fall down there, let's say. And that's important because if you're new to the game, you don't want something just that's too scary, you know? You don't want something that's like, oh, whoa, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? And I feel like the game's spawn area really helps with that. So over time, after you keep playing, you'll unlock something called the MacLeod. And this is very important for a new player, because it shows that these items you get can actually open up other opportunities. How this works are there's points around the map, and when pressing E you can attach to them and get to swing around. Simple and understandable, which is good because when showing off a new concept, it's better to make it understandable, especially if it's something you get early game. And it's actually kind of useful because they've updated the game over time, and now there's a lot of these points. Before it wasn't that useful, but now I can really say it's important because there's so many of these points you can latch onto that it helps somebody who's new to it understand the concept of it, see that it's actually useful, and just have a blast. Because listen, I am pretty high up there in level and in time wasted, but I must say, revisiting the mag rope, goddamn, it's just fun to use. It's, you know, you can't use it everywhere, but it's fun, you know, just you get to swing around. And I feel like it's actually important to have this in the progression early on to show you that you can unlock other stuff, you know, that makes it just fun. Practical at times? Maybe, but if it's more fun, who cares? After you get the mag rope, you'll get another notification for level 20, and that's another tutorial, and I feel that it's exactly the opposite thing that it actually gives you when you're feeling as the mag rope. The mag rope makes you feel like, oh, it's fun, a new tool that is easy to use. The advanced tutorial shows you new moves that are not easy to get down at first, and I'll be honest, they may actually not motivate people to try to like get past it. I know that for some it's like, geez, I have to learn this now and I don't understand it, I'm good. And you know, that's fair. But if they've gotten hooked already by the sort of other stuff you could do, that's fine, because you want to know what? It's only a tutorial. Hell, I'll say this. I only beat it until I got to what? Level 60, 70? Mostly because I didn't understand how to do the last thing. And I was still playing the game fine. Listen, you don't need to actually complete this to at least have fun. I'll use one of my older experiences. So when I first played the game, it was before I even got to this tutorial, and I actually found myself finding a secret, and that secret will be talked about in the next part. So this secret was the golden vent from Among Us. No. But it was really high up in a building. Actually, if I can, I'll try to show the distance this was, because it's not at all close. It is not at all easy to get to, and I somehow got here without knowing any moves. Nothing. Because it was just fun. It was just fun to do. So even if you don't complete the advanced tutorial, there's so much more you can do. The game includes time trials, which get to see if you at all know what the hell you're doing. Probably not, but they're fun to try. There's combos, which just see how far can you go by just surviving and not dying. You may not be the fastest, but if you just don't die, well, that's good for you. And there's badges, like the golden vent. You could just try to find stuff, and some of these badges are go to high places. And I know for me, that was a motivator for me to keep playing. And lastly, there's the big map. The map itself is huge. There's so much to do, and you can sharpen up on your skills and even practice stuff from the advanced tutorial. Hell, you might actually learn how to do it not in the advanced tutorial, which is something I might have done. But there's so much to do, and it's important that there's so much to do because you'll have to get from level 20 to level 100. And some of these things, like combos, actually benefit. Time trials will give you XP for just doing good, and maybe it was points. Whatever, you can turn points in actually for XP, and that benefits you. And for combos, whenever you get a high combo, you get a multiplier on your points. And those points can of course be turned in. And lastly, if you just play the game, you'll get something called a session multiplier. It is the same like the combo multiplier, except you don't have to be in a combo, and they stack with the combo. So if you just play the game for a long time in just the same day, then you can level up pretty fast without really paying attention about it. And I'll say this, when you're first starting off, you're not gonna be easily bored. Hell, I actually still find secrets or parts of the map I didn't know existed, even now. And I have played for a bit too long. And since I've been playing for so long, I want to mention this one thing. I was gonna, if they didn't change this up, I would have actually talked about it. And that would be the cola and adrenaline, which I'm pretty sure you used to unlock at 40 and 50. Now you unlock it at 90 and 110. I understand why they made it higher because you can pay for it with Robux. Which, listen, I'm not disrespecting the grind here for Robux, because at the end of the day, how else are you supposed to profit? But because of it being so high, it's, I don't know, making it seem more important than it is. I'm not saying it's not important, but I feel like it's better to give it early on. Because when I actually started to play this game, I tried to get two of my friends into it as well, and they were Brett and Schlaff, and I asked them what kept them playing, because I was actually interested in that. And the responses were...
Like, I remember when I first got the adrenaline belt, that's what made me, like, want to play more and be able to get MacLeod.
MacLeod, adrenaline, all those two.
And, you know, new toys to just play around with are fun. The cola actually heals you, so if you made a mistake when you're new, it actually helps you, and giving it later on might not be the best. Adrenaline can make sense because it does make you faster and it pairs better with the MacLeod, which you gain at level 100, but sometimes the speed is just fun to get to. Even if you don't know what you're doing, the speed is fun. But, you know, oh well. What can you do about it? I'm not gonna make a petition.org thing about it, like, oh well. If you wanna, you can buy it early, but if you don't wanna, well, I guess grinding, you could do that instead. Lastly is the milestone, which I feel like is a good milestone, and that's the MacLeod. It replaces your MacLeod, which might be sad, but it gives a lot. It says it gives you bouncing mobility, whatever the hell that means, and when I searched it up, goodness, there was a lot of stuff comparably you could do. And I'm not gonna drone about it because I don't know how I can explain it, but I can say the most important thing that you get out of it is you can go fast. Just pressing your interact and space key on a wall and you go zooming. And it seems simple, but you can actually combo that into a lot of other things. But besides that, this is just a great utility to have. And because you can't buy this, it's neat. And this neatness is something important to show to newer people. Well, at this point they're not new, but it's just nice to show. Because it shows them, okay, this isn't just a run around thing, this is a different thing. I can actually get skilled, I can do a lot of stuff. And most likely they would know this because if they join a just normal public lobby, they're gonna probably find just some crazy people flying around the map. And they would know this, and some might be motivated by that, and getting to something that has a taste of that is the best thing to give people. Even if it is this high. I shouldn't say a taste of it. Because it's not a taste, it's the full dish. The MacLeod was a taste. The MacLeod is the dish. And comboing it with the cola and adrenaline, you get a full course meal, not just one. And that's it. We went through the entire thing. Well, the game doesn't end when you get to MacLeod, because we can unlock more, like the grappler, which in some people's opinion is more important, but oh well, you know. I feel like this is just a nice goal for a person to have, because for me, my goal was to get to grappler, which is at 300, and I only did it because I thought it would be funny. Funny in what way? I don't know, but you know, oh well. But people may have different goals because the way they enjoy it can be really different. But I feel like the MacLeod itself is a really simple goal that almost every side would enjoy. So having MacLeod be that end that people want to get to is really important. But even if somebody may not care for it, they might just enjoy running around the city, because I know that it was just fun for me. just to do that, even though it was difficult at first. But even though it's difficult at first, you get it down, it flows better, and your enjoyment of just running through the city gets really, just increases because you know how to play, you know how to move around. Even though if you're doing something simple or complex, you feel like you're doing something good, and it feels great to play. So if you had any interest in this video, please try out the game. I bet you won't regret it. Also, like and subscribe, please. I beg you, just please subscribe. I really need, please just subscribe.